Yes, indeed. It's time for all the news and updates right now on the 13th of April. Indeed. And let's get straight into the story that everyone wants to hear me talk about, of course. It's the draw for the British Championships. Yoo! Yes, it's finally here. Yeah, our first major in 2 years. Can you believe it? Now, I have to say, full disclosure, the draw this morning took place quite early on, and it took hours and hours for it to be published. No idea why there was such a delay, but yeah, I had loads of unofficial sources who told me, Rab, the draws took place this morning. You're not going to tell everyone. I said, well, yeah, I'd love to, but we don't know what the details are. It hasn't been published anywhere. And yes, I spent most of today sitting on the RSPBA site, refreshing. And finally, it was published at 5 p.m. this evening. So the draw is now up there for you to peruse and enjoy, I suppose, because, yeah, it actually bodes well. Now, I have to be honest, I was very anxious waiting for this draw to come in, just wondering just how much of a competition are we going to have here for the first major in the calendar. I did mention on last week's pod that I was worried about it, but here we can now see that there is a wealth of bands and drum majors competing in this. So, yeah, such good news. First of all, looking at the adult or the senior drum majors, there's 5 different heats. Yeah, so all sorts of excited for that, so well done. All of our incredible drum majors are all ready to go by the looks of things. A huge entry of drum majors in the adult, but in all the other age groups as well. So it's fantastic to see. Now, let's get on to the bands. We have 17 bands in Novice Juvenile B, which is awesome. We also have 4 in Novice Juvenile A, which, again, awesome. That's so great to see all those novice bands all hitting the grass. Yeah, and along with some brand new names in there too. So looking forward to those. So yeah, but we'll fly on. On to grade 4B, then we've 15 in the grade in total, which again, a great showing in grade 4B. But unfortunately, no bands in there from Northern Ireland. All Scottish bands for that matter. So there you are for grade 4B. On to grade 4A, you have 16 bands in total. Again, a big grade for grade 4A. But again, no Northern Irish bands in there. Yeah, so there's a bit of a trend running here. It looks like the Northern Irish folks don't want to make the trip across the Irish Sea for our grade 4B or 4A. But hey, we've still got 16 bands in there, so that's awesome to see. On to our juvenile grade, we've got 3 in there, of course. Preston Lodge, George Watson's, and Dollar Academy, yeah. So we have the usual suspects, and it's great to see them back in action again there, for sure. Now, on to grade 3B, then we've 13 bands in total, which is absolutely brilliant to see. Plus, we've 2 bands from Northern Ireland. Yo! Indeed, we have Aucheran and Major Sinclair Memorial, so giving you a shout out there, folks. But yeah, quite a good grade there. 13 bands altogether. Awesome stuff. Grade 3A, we have 12 bands, and yeah, disappointingly, no one there from Northern Ireland. But yeah, grade 3A with 12 bands, again, another great showing. Up to grade 2 then, 15 bands entered for this. Woo, that's a juicy grade right there. Because, yeah, there's a lot of names in here that I'm so glad to see returning. Yeah, so go and have a read at it yourself. I'm not going to read you a hashtag list, but there are a couple of bands from this side of the Irish Sea that I'm definitely going to want to keep an eye on, namely Ravara and Manor Cunningham. So, but great to see those both bands in action, along with everyone else there in grade 2. That's going to be quite a difficult grade this year, I feel. Looking at the list of names there, and St. Joseph's as well. Oh, goodness see, this is me reading it live on air. But yeah, shout out to St. Joseph's and all those folks there. I don't know. Grade 2 is going to be so exciting, and I dare say we'll get into that whenever we preview the event as we lead up to the British. There you are. Looking forward to that. Now, of course, everyone's asking how many bands in grade 1, Rab, for the first major of the season? We've got 10, which is not a bad showing overall. So we have Closkelt, Field Marshal, People's Ford, Boghall and Bathgate, St. Lawrence, Shotts and Dykehead, Scottish Power, Johnstone, Police Scotland Fife, and Inverarian District, and Police Scotland and Federation. There you are. Yeah, well, as I know them, Glasgow Police. But yeah, 10 bands in total in our grade 1. Now, one thing actually that I've seen some commentary online is that this competition will actually wrap up pretty early in the day. Our grade 1 will actually finish at 5 to 3 in the afternoon, which is really quite early. It's kind of strange, that one. But hey, I think the last band plays, I think it's grade 2, which finishes at 3:30 in the afternoon. So I don't know if that was done deliberately but hey, there we go. Our British Championships should be all said and done and dusted, I would say, about 5 p.m. by the time you get your march past and your results and everything, which is fantastic. Now, like I said, I'm breaking down each grade, talking about how many bands is in there and stuff, and I'm just reading this off the cuff, and you guys can go and do that too. You can go to the RSPBA website now and run through the draw of who's playing when, and I dare say this will be quite an exciting event. And I'm very interested now that I've seen the list of names of all the bands that are entered to play. I'm interested to see where the standard is, and that's possibly something that we'll get into in our bit of a season preview as we get into it. But yeah, the British Championships shaping up to be quite an awesome event, and the draw is now available. Go and read it, and yeah, start picking out who you have as potential favourites in whatever grade. But this has been the most open year, I think, on record, because we haven't had competition for 2 years. So saying that a band has found form and everything, no, that's not going to be a factor here. Everyone is on an even playing field, and this is anyone's. So even when you're looking at grade 4A and there's 16 bands in there, any one of those 16 bands could walk in and lift the top spot. So good luck to everyone who has entered, and yeah, we can't wait to see you out there playing. That'll be brilliant. Alrighty, well, as I've said, you can go and read that draw at your leisure. But this upcoming weekend, on Saturday the 16th of April, is the Ulster Solos. You can also go and read the draw for all of that. Now, the Ulster Solos, the entries for this are kind of disappointing. We've mentioned this on a previous show as well, saying that yeah, there's not a huge entry for the drumming competitions. There's plenty here, though, for piping fans. So, if you are heading to the Ulster Solos this weekend, we want to wish you all a very, very good tune. Have the best possible time. And, yeah, we dare say there'll be a lot of great piping action happening in Lisnagarvey High School this weekend. I dare say, going by previous solo events that we've managed to catch, that the standard will be kind of ridiculously high. It seems to be over the course of lockdown, all of our soloists were furiously preparing behind the scenes for things to reopen again. So, yeah, good luck to everyone competing at this weekend's Ulsters. And, yeah, we've been asked questions and stuff about whether there'll be any live-streamed content from the Ulster Solos. To answer that question, no, we will not be live streaming from the Ulster Solos due to a ruling by RSPBA Northern Ireland not to provide, that's no live streaming was allowed. So there you are. As for any actual video and recorded content and stuff, we'll do what we can. But as far as any live content and stuff from the Ulsters, we don't have any plans. There you are. So yeah, we have to abide by the rules of those who run the event, and that's the case. So yeah. Sorry if that disappoints anyone, I suppose, missing all the action from the 70th Ulster Solos, but we will definitely be chatting all about it on next week's pod as we announce all of the winners and stuff. Yes, very exciting stuff. Alrighty, let's get on with some more news and updates then, shall we? I have to give a shout this week to The Clasp. Yes, they have put out an announcement recently saying that the next Clasp in Conversation With is now available for you to book. This will be happening on Sunday the 22nd of May, and you'll be joining in with a conversation with John Wilson. Oh my word. Now, you talk about a golden opportunity. Oh wow. Yeah, so even me, as a snare drummer at this point, I want to book this in and have a good old chat with John. That would be fantastic. What an opportunity. So, if you are interested in signing up for it, all details are up there now on the Clasp website, as well as all of their social media. So, like I say, this is happening 6:30 in the UK PM on Sunday, 22nd of May. So, make sure and book your spot and don't miss out. So, this will be quite a golden opportunity to ask some great questions of a very knowledgeable piper and judge, for that matter, indeed. Yeah, quite an awesome opportunity there. Alrighty, moving on to our next little news story then. This week, of course, we received news from RSPBA Northern Ireland that, as well as the Ulsters happening this weekend, we are also looking forward to the first pipe band competitive competition here in Northern Ireland for 2 years, which is happening on the 14th of May in Bangor in Castle Park. Now, this has all piping fans around the north of Ireland very happy because, yeah, it's a great venue, for one. I absolutely love Bangor competition at Castle Park. But also, yeah, it's just exciting to see the return of piping and drumming. And as you've seen by the title of this week's episode, we're going to be talking about the new mantra from RSPBA NI, which is rebuild, restart, rediscover. And we'll talk about that in a moment or two on Topic of the Week. But yes, we had a statement from our president, I suppose, Mr. Winston Pickerton. He said, "This will be the first event under our strategy of 2022, rebuild, restart, rediscover, and the branch looks forward to welcoming everyone back to the grass after 2 seasons out." So, yeah, you're not alone. So, yes, there was a full press release along with a few photographs and stuff, kind of gearing up for the event. And I dare say everyone that's listening to the pod right now probably already has plans to go to this if you're living locally here to me in Northern Ireland. So, yeah, I hope to see you all there in sunny Bangor on the 14th of May for the Ards and North Down Pipe Band Championships. I don't know, I'm stupidly excited for that. So no doubt there will be a podcast episode produced from that. You can almost put money on it, for sure. Indeed. So, from the Ulsters that are happening this week to a piping event that's happening in a few weeks' time in Bangor, let's look across the Atlantic for stuff that was happening this past week. And, of course, I'm talking about the New York City Tartan Week. Now, did you guys see all of the online footage and stuff that seemed to be happening there in New York City? Oh, my word. Well, first of all, the parade looked to be absolutely awesome. It seemed to have been every piper and drummer in New York City area was involved, and yeah, it just was absolutely brilliant to watch here internationally. But also, I have to give a shout to Drums and Roses, who posted photographs and stuff of their post-parade party, I think it was. So yeah, they seemed to have the best possible gig and had the time of their lives. Yeah, it just looked to be the best possible crack. So shout out to the guys at Drums and Roses there. I'm so glad you had an awesome time. And to everyone there at the New York City Tartan Week Festival, as well as Tartan Day and the parade and everything, it just looked to be awesome. So thank you, everyone. It seemed to be the best possible crack. And if you are interested, you can go along to the New York City Tartan Week Facebook page on their website and everything. They have tons of footage and stuff up there for you to enjoy. There's hours and hours and hours worth of stuff there. So definitely a lot to enjoy. Now, I have to give a mention to the National Piping Centre. Yes, they put out an announcement there this past week talking about the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. They're doing a Piping Degree showcase. This will be held on Friday, the 29th of April, and you'll be able to tune in and watch it all online. Tickets for the live stream and everything, and even to get tickets to go and watch it in person, you can buy them. I think it's £10, £8 per person. So, yeah, if you are interested in checking all of that out, for more details, go to the National Piping Centre website, thepipingcentre.co.uk, and check out the Piping Degree Showcase. Yeah, it's going to be some proper great names in there for sure, for some up-and-coming talent that you're definitely going to want to check out. So do yourself a favour. If you can get to that, then please do. Yeah, this will be quite an interesting event there, of course. Yeah, we'll keep tabs on that one. Yeah. Now, another story that we are continuing to keep tabs on, and that is the GoFundMe that is being arranged by Lismore City Pipe Band there in Queensland in Australia. Now, we did tell you at the time that they were running a GoFundMe page to help build their band back from the brink. Now, over the course of this past while, we've been telling you about the dreadful floods and everything that's been happening there in Queensland, and the destruction that happened to their band hall, all of their furniture, their instruments, uniforms, all of their memorabilia, all of their old historical stuff that they were keeping as well, that obviously had great sentimental value, were all sadly lost. And the band themselves are now finding themselves in a bit of a state trying to rebuild again. And they do have an online GoFundMe page, and we've shared out the link a number of times here in the Rab Show. So if you can, go and drop them a few quid. I just wanted to mention it again on this week's pod. I know I already have, but shout out to Lismore City Pipe Band there in Queensland, Australia, who are doing what they can to rebuild their pipe band after quite an awful time there with the floods and everything in Queensland. So yeah, just wanted to give you a shout this week. So if you can donate a few pounds, a few quid, whatever, a few dollars, every little will help. So yeah, please do consider going over there and dropping them a few quid. Indeed. Now, I wanted to give a little bit of a mention, not a huge deal, but I've mentioned it before, but Ho-Ro, one of my favourite Celtic and folk bands, are going to be launching their brand new album called New Moon. I might have mentioned it on previous shows, of course, but yeah, Ho-Ro have now put out the announcement saying that their album launch will be held in the Ironworks in Glasgow, and doors will open at 8 p.m. on the 6th of May. Yeah, it had to have been rescheduled and everything. Or no, so it's not in Glasgow, it's in Inverness. Stuff at Rap got drunk. There you go. But yeah, it's in the Ironworks in Inverness on the 6th of May. So shout out to Ho-Ro and your brand new album launch. Looking forward to that. So yeah, it's a bit rubbish that it had to be rescheduled, but hey, it's one of those things. So we have a brand new exciting date to head to. If you are looking for information on tickets and stuff and how to go to that, then go and check out Ho-Ro on social media. It's just spelled the way it's said, H-O-R-O. Yeah, go and check them out. Quite an awesome band, one of my favourites actually, and the launch of their new album. Yeah, awesome stuff. Alrighty, moving on to another little news story then. There's quite an awesome opportunity with the National Youth Pipe Band of Scotland. Now, they have ran this initiative before to great success, and they're running it again. This is open to emerging composers who are 20 years young. Yeah, this is quite specific for an age bracket between 18 and 25. Are you a composer, arranger? Well, now's your opportunity to possibly compose and arrange something for Scotland's only concert pipe band, which is the National Youth Pipe Band of Scotland. If you are interested in composing or arranging a tune or concert selection for the band, then they want to hear from you. For more information, you can go along to the National Youth Pipe Band of Scotland website /new-horizons. Yeah, applications and everything are all up there, along with all of your requirements and stuff, and deadline for all of your applications is the 5th of May. So if you're listening to the pod and you think to yourself, I wouldn't mind writing a concert set and stuff for the Youth Pipe Band of Scotland, that would be brilliant. So, well, hey, go and check it out. That opportunity's up there now. And like I said, entries close on the 5th of May. So if you are aged between 18 and 25 and fancy putting your pen to paper and writing something for the National Youth Band, then going ahead. Yeah, good luck to you. Indeed. Alrighty, I have to give a huge shout this week to Brayback. I think I did mention it last week, maybe once or twice, and maybe half a dozen times on our Fuse FM Ballymoney radio show. Yeah, Brayback were here in Northern Ireland doing a little bit of a Northern Irish tour with 4 dates in total all across the north. And I have to say, managed to get catching up with the folks there in Mahara for their gig, and it was incredible. Yeah, so I have to say a huge shout out to Brayback. I hope you guys had the best possible time. And yeah, I think you tore up the stages everywhere that you went. And Armagh, Strabane, Mahara and Belfast. Yeah, and I'm so glad that the tour seemed to go incredibly well for the folks at Brayback. And yeah, don't be strangers. Hope to see you back here in Northern Ireland very soon. Because I think our audiences absolutely loved it. For sure. All right. In concert news then, there was a little bit of an announcement of a pipe band doing some fundraising. On the 22nd of April in Ballyclare Town Hall, Ballybowly Pipe Band are running a bit of a music night and a fundraising evening for the band. Admission is £10, available from any member of the band or payable on the door. Featuring on the night will be Ballybowly Pipe Band themselves. Ballyclare Victoria Flute Band will be there, as well as the All-Ireland Under-16 and Mid-Ulster Under-18 Piping and Pembroke champion Andrew Wilson. Yeah, there you go. So if you would like to help support Ballybowly Pipe Band and their fundraising efforts, then go and check them out on social media, or if you're going to be in Ballyclare Town Hall on Friday the 22nd, you can pay at the door. Awesome stuff. Indeed. Alrighty, now I have to mention, for anyone out there who are fans of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, they have started advertising something that is really unusual, and they haven't advertised anything like this before. They are now giving you the opportunity to book the band. Like, this is really unusual. They've added a new section to their website where you can contact the band and possibly book them to play at your event. Now, we do know that the Red Hot Chili Peppers have, concert bands that do big world tours and everything, but they also have bands as well that also do corporate gigs. which are just as good as the concert bands, if not better sometimes, arguably. Oh, that's controversial. But yeah, you can book the Red Hot Chilies to come and play at your event, fundraiser, or whatever it may be. So if you are interested, then go along to the Chili Pipers website now and go to their contact page. That's rhcp.scot/contact. So yeah, would you like to book the Chilies to come and play at your event? Now's your opportunity. And I honestly think this is the first time I've seen this being advertised by the Chilies. So, yeah, quite an awesome opportunity there. So, yeah, you could get them booked even to appear in your front room. Wouldn't that be awesome? Your own private concert by the Chilies. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, well, in concert news as well, I have to mention, again, I know, I keep going on about it, but this event is just around the corner. The Kids with Cancer charity event. 30th of April in the Royal Hotel in Cookstown. Tickets for this event are now flying off the shelves as they speak. So, yeah, I think ticket numbers are extremely limited. So if you are wanting to get to this event, please grab your tickets now and avoid your disappointment. Like I've been saying all along, the star attraction on the night would be Shots in Dykehead, Caledonia, who are coming over and playing and help raise some money for a much-needed charity there, the Children's Cancer Unit in the Royal Victoria Hospital in Belfast. So, if you've got your ticket, then great, that's awesome. You can pat yourself on the back. But if not, I would urge you to get in contact with Gary Smith now and get your tickets now, because like I said, this event is happening on the 30th of April, and the tickets for this will disappear in a blink of an eye. So don't be disappointed. You've been warned. All right, I have to talk about a little news story that happened this past week on April 10th. The Ontario Society ran an online seminar there recently, which attracted over 100 piping and drumming judges. I could just about talk. So this was all held online over Zoom, and the Pipers and Pipe Band Society of Ontario, this apparently is an annual thing. Now, it brought in some of the big names from the piping judging scene, as well as the drumming scene as well. We had the likes of Stephen McQuillan, Mike Cole, Andrew Elliott for taking care of the tenor drumming. We also had Johnny Rowe, Jim Kilpatrick, Jack Lee, Terry Lee as well. So, hi, what's not to love here? So, I would love to have been a fly on the wall for this event to find out what was talked about. But yes, apparently the whole day was filled with conversations, and they broke off into various groups to talk about all their different aspects of judging and competitions. And then at the end, they came back together again for one big discussion, finishing the day off talking about ensemble. There has been a direct quote, of course, here from McGilvery, who says that new ideas were raised and discussed, and old ideas were bandied about. Personally speaking, I've been judging for more than 40 years, and I came away with new thoughts on how to judge a competition. Yeah, so quite an interesting one. I don't know if this was open to the public or not, but if it was, I think I missed out here. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for this one. This would have been incredibly interesting. So yeah, shout out to the Pipers and Pipe Band Society of Ontario. What a fantastic event. Yeah, so I will have to keep my ear to the ground for the next one, possibly. Indeed. All right, I have to give a shout for the Piping Live Festival. Yes, things are slowly starting to ramp up for the Piping Live Festival, as we're starting to see little announcements creep out every now and again ahead of what will possibly be the big announcement then in May for the full lineup for the festival. Piping Live are now offering the opportunity for pipe bands to be a part of the Piping Live Festival. If you are heading to Glasgow for the biggest week in the piping calendar, and you want your band to be possibly playing as part of the festival, and the bands would normally play on Buchanan Street and different venues throughout Glasgow, then now's your opportunity. If your band is going, then Piping Live want to hear from you. Especially, if you could throw a set of pipes under your arm, play a few tunes for the crowd in Glasgow as part of the biggest piping festival, then definitely get in contact with them. Their email address is marketing@thepipingcentre.co.uk, where they would like to get a bit of a short bio of your band, the team and everything, who all's involved in your band on that week, and what you can actually achieve. Will you be able to play 1 gig, 2 gigs, or are you playing gigs all over the city? So, either way, the Piping Centre want to hear from you. If your band would like to be part of the Piping Live Festival, now's your opportunity. So yeah, like I said, that email address, marketing@thepipingcentre.co.uk. What an awesome opportunity to be part of a huge piping festival. So yeah, why not? Yeah, lift your email button and send them an email. Indeed. All right. Another spot of fundraising for another pipe band. I have to give a mention to Hollymount Pipe Band, who are throwing a bit of a breakfast morning, or as they're calling it, a fry morning. Now, this is an awesome idea, and I'd love to get to this, actually. Saturday, the 23rd of April at Hollymount Orange Hall, and minimum donation is £5, and you can turn up and get yourself a massive big fry up. And hey, what an awesome way to raise money. So, hey, I love myself a good Ulster fry. So, yeah, I think I'd love to get to that. So, shout out to Hollymount and their fry morning on the 23rd of April. That starts at 10 a.m. So, if you do fancy getting yourself a big spot of breakfast and help support a local pipe band, head down to that. Indeed. Alrighty. I have to give a mention to another little news story that dropped this past week, and that is that there was a couple of games happening this past weekend. First of all, there was the Loch Norman Highland Games, which took place, which, yeah, by all accounts seemed to be a roaring success. And looking at the results here, lifting the top spot then in Grade 5, we had the Loch Norman Pipe Band, and also lifting the drumming there as well was the Queen City Juvenile Pipes and Drums, which was awesome. Well done, guys. Onto our Grade 4 pipe bands in MSR, the Atlanta Pipe Band lifted the top spot there and the drumming, and in the medley section we had the Knoxville Pipes and Drums lifting it overall, and again the drumming going to the Atlanta Pipe Band. On to Grade 3 then, we had the Atlanta Pipe Band, who were the only Grade 3 band there competing. So all in all, like I've said, I've heard various different reports from this event saying that it was just fantastic to be back out playing again, and actually drew quite a crowd as well. So shout out to everyone there, the organisers of the Loch Norman Highland Games. Awesome to see that, yeah, lifting off the ground and having a great old day of bagpiping. Now, also, I have to give a mention to the Las Vegas Highland Games, which took part this past weekend, but we have yet to see results from this. We've been searching online and can't find them, so perhaps this is me being a bit daft or a bit thick, but I can't find them anywhere. So, yeah, I don't know what's happening there, but hopefully the results will be published online soon, or if you're listening to the pod right now and you have them, then please send them in to us. BigRabShow@gmail.com. But I have to say, shout out to the Kevin R. Blanford Memorial Pipe Band. We spotted a video of their performance in conditions that can only be described as brutal. Absolutely brutal. We have found a video of them online marching towards the circle, and a huge gust of wind seemed to come across the band and carrying a load of dust. Now, obviously it's Las Vegas, it's a desert place, and dust is a thing, but Kevin R. Blanford were playing a tune but didn't miss a note. Yeah, this huge gust of wind came across, engulfed the entire band in dust and debris, but they didn't drop a single note. They were so professional and showed such focus and control in such extreme weather, so we have to give them full props here in the Rab Show. Big round of applause. Now, we have uploaded that little clip and stuff of this happening to the band, unfortunately. We've uploaded that onto our Facebook page, but you can go and check the full video of that performance on Connor S. Piper on YouTube, so you can go and watch that there. But yeah, shout out to everyone in the Kevin R. Blanford Pipe Band. Wow. Being able to play through that, well done, everyone. Kudos. Alright, I have to move on. So I have to give a mention this week to Modern Piping by Lincoln Hilton. Lincoln Hilton has been furiously putting out announcements this last week about Volume 29. Yeah, where he has brand new pipers of the moment. Pipers who are now contributing to the publication of Modern Piping with, compositions of their own. And he put out an announcement initially saying that Matt McIsaac, who will be part of Modern Piping, Volume 29, which is awesome. We've had Matt on a previous Rab Show, and we've talked all about his work with composing and everything, so it's awesome to see that he's now going to be included in that publication. Also, we have to give a shout to Bradley Parker. Bradley Parker is also going to be a part of that, and again, we've had Bradley on a previous show before, and we know just how prolific a composer he is. So, yeah, if you are interested in getting some music from the forefront of the cutting edge, I suppose, of modern bagpiping, then that's where you go and do it. Go and check it out. MD Piping, and the latest edition will be out soon. Yeah, indeed. Or is it already out now? See, this is probably stuff that Rab got wrong. There you go. Again. Oh, I'm on fire today. Alrighty, moving on. We've got another little news story then. Ross Miller. Yes, it's been a while since we talked about Ross Miller here in the show. But yes, Ross has now finally announced a run of summer gigs for this incoming year. And I have to say, these are so exciting to see Ross back out playing again. So he's going to be heading to Glasgow, Linlithgow, Inverness, Benbecula, and somewhere in the Czechoslovakia that I can't pronounce. So these are dates through June, all the way through August. So shout out to the Ross Miller and his band, who are going to be running a series of gigs over the course of the summer. So yeah, if you are interested, go along to Ross Miller Music, where he's put up all the dates now, and of course where you can get your tickets and go and catch the shows. Yeah, so shout out to Ross Miller. That's awesome to see you back on stage, man. It's been too long, so very excited to see you back on stage again. That's just fantastic. I just wanted to give a little bit of a reminder to the National Piping Centre and their Spring Adult Gathering, which will be starting quite soon, actually. So if you are still interested in taking part in this Spring Adult Gathering, then please do go now and get signed up. Now, included in this is a workshop from Shotts and Dykehead Caledonia Pipe Major Emmett Conway. Now, this is going to be worth its weight in gold. So not only will you get access to all the incredible tutors there at the National Piping Centre, but you'll also get Grade 1 Pipe Major Emmett Conway in there as well. So what's not to love? So if you are interested, sign-ups are still available. So go along now to the National Piping Centre and get yourself signed up to the Spring Adult Gathering, which I dare say will be very valuable for a lot of pipers out there, for sure. Indeed. Alrighty. With all of that being said, with the Ulsters this upcoming weekend, we've got a lot to talk about on next week's podcast with the results and everything. So we will do what we can to cover the news next week, because there will be a serious amount of it. And as I'm sure you've guessed, the news segments on our podcasts are getting longer and longer because there's so much to cover. Our piping scene is certainly living up to this new mantra from RSPBA Northern Ireland: rebuild, restart, rediscover. And we're going to talk about that, yeah, as part of this week's topic of the week. But it's such a good place to be right now. Being involved in the piping and drumming scene here, it's just such a good time. And I have to say, yeah, such encouraging signs of seeing the draw from the British. It's a good time to be involved in piping and drumming. And I hope that you agree and you're enjoying the buzz just as much as I am. That's fantastic. Alrighty, well, if there are any news stories and stuff that we haven't covered on this week's show, and we really should have, then please do email us in your thoughts, bigrabshow@gmail.com. We'd always love to know if there's anything that we've missed and that we should have included, because I dare say there is possibly something that we have missed. But hey, there we go. We're only human. Alrighty, well, it's that point in the show again where it's time for me to go and get myself a big cup of tea. It's time for the topic of the week.